First, with the seafood, here's what we're going to do. This is going to be an appetizer. This is local whelk. So we're going to boil these up, and we'll take the meat up. We're going to cut them up, and we're going to make a little ceviche with this.
Yeah.
It'll be one of our appetizers as we're working throughout the day. We're going to have a big seashell stew. Now, even though you see the clams that are going to be open, and they say they're open, whatever. I bought these live, but I froze them, so that's why they're dead now. Just for safety. So we're going to do that. But first, what we need to do is we need to boil this guy first. And then once we boil him, then we'll cut him up. And then we'll throw him in the... so we got some crab. This is the rock crab. This is a local rock crab. Actually, this is local, and the fact that it's not very marketable because it has not a lot of meat like the other ones up north. What's it called? The one from up north, Washington. Where's the Washington girl? But the crab, what's it called?
King crab.
King crab. It's snow crab. Those other ones. And this is from here, so it's not very meaty. So we'll put that. We got some squid. Anybody cleaned squid before? Okay, so you guys know you have to take that little piece inside. We got to take that out. We can cut that up. Okay, so that would be one. So this will be the seafood stew. But again, first we need to cut this and boil this, cut this up, and then we'll add it to the stew. But in addition to that, we're gonna have to make sure for the stews. I'm not going off. I'm gonna need these things cleaned up. I'm gonna need the coropsis. We'll show you how to do that. Make sure you get down to the white part. Okay, because that needs to boil for a long time. So this would be probably one of the first things we want you guys to clean up. And then this right here would be the cattails. So you want to get it down to the white part, the white little part as close as we can. Then we're going to cut it up like a leek. And then that, I got to get it boiling right away as soon as, because this will probably take the longest. That. So that would be the stew. Then we have the quail. We got to get those marinated in some prickly pear juice and some lemon, and then we're going to butterfly them. I need somebody to cut them in half, butterfly them, and then we're going to put them out in the sun. We want them to dry out. Put a little lemon on them, and then that'll keep the yellow jackets out of it because they don't like the citrusy thing. And that will be nice and dry, and then later we're going to rub them with a little oil and a little bit of mesquite flour, and then one of you guys are going to fry those up.
We're not going to do it exactly like they did, but with venison stew, we're going to add some acorn flour to it. Because traditionally we would have had the acorn soup or mush, a little more liquidy than the gel you're going to be having later on. But that would have been eaten with venison, so that's very traditional. But we're probably, like he said, he's going to add some of the cattail, and then we'll probably add some. A couple of other things, but pretty simple. And then so that's it for the meat, and then he's going to be cooking some amaranth greens. So you want to talk about the amaranth greens?
The amaranth greens. Everybody in there heard about amaranth greens. Amaranth. Actually, this is a true pigweed is another name for it. For other people, an obnoxious weed. But this is an early spring or late spring, about this time, sort of green, a little bitter. We're gonna cut this up. We're gonna steam it, and we're gonna make some with tomatoes and onions and garlic, little thing. And we're also gonna make taquitos out of this. So I have some hatch chili tortillas. We're gonna roll them in that, and then one of you guys are gonna be able to fry those up. Okay, so we'll have some of these green, the amaranth green. What else, Craig, do we have in there?
Well, that's it for the greens. Aside from the nettles, but he's gonna be using that to make the taquitos. But we want to, we're gonna be making a nettle dip with the tapery beans. Is anybody here not familiar with tapery beans?
Right here.
Okay. Well, that's good because tapery beans are probably the healthiest beans of all beans. They're like 20 to 25% protein for half a cup. That's a lot of protein from a bean, and they have a lot of calcium, right, Deb? Mm-hmm. But they're like overall they're native to the Southwest, to like Arizona, and they're a bean that we're trying to promote too, just because they're just really healthy for you, and so we're going to be making